Hey guys, welcome back to Trekyards. As always, I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Connor Cockins, and we are talking about the inner workings of this last episode of Discovery. What's it called, Stuart? I'm throwing you under the bus with naming it.
Oh, you are indeed. Actually, the translation is, if you want peace, prepare for war, but it's actually called Sis Vis Pacem Parabellum. I totally butchered that. I do every time, but that's okay. I'll just say, if you want peace, prepare for war. That's the translation.
And what are we talking about today, Stuart?
Well, one of the confusing subplots of this, well, at least really confusing for me, as to what L'Rell's plan actually is. Is she a traitor? Does she want to defect? Does she want to help the Federation? I know she wants to help Vok for sure. But where's Vok? He wandered away. He got pushed away. So what's going on with her plan? Because she's all over the map in this episode. 1 minute you like her, the next minute you hate her, the next minute you like her, and then you hate her again, and then you're like, what is going on?
But let's go back a step.
No.
Okay, let's go back 3 steps. What has she done this entire season so far? Because she's the fourth hero coming on. We have Vok, we have 2 of them are deceased, Cole and her. So what's been her arc? What's been her motivation? What have we seen her do in this past 8 episodes?
She's stuck with Vok after Takuma died on the sarcophagus ship for 6 months while it got repaired.
I guess she was one of the followers of Takuma, and she sort of stepped up as a friend sort of thing.
Yeah. So she helped him. They went over to the wreck of the Shinzo, and they got the new warp core thing, whatever they needed. I forget what it was. And then at the end of that episode, after Vok was basically
banished,
put on the wreckage of the Shinjo, she managed to grab a raider, come over and say hi to him for a second and be like, I can help you out. I got to send you over to the
matriarchs.
What she called them? The matriarchs, yes. But you're going to have to lose everything that you hold dear. And then she's said she was going to go back and hang out with Cole again.
Because obviously she publicly chose Cole. She chose the food, said, no, I hate you. So she showed her deceptive nature and then doubled down on, no, actually I work with Vok, and gave him the ship and went away. And that's the last time we saw her in the early part of the season. Then she came back mid-season as the torturer person who did Lorca. You weren't sure who she was because it wasn't clear. I kind of guessed it was. It's the only other female, main female in the same armor. She interrogated Lorca. Didn't have a great presence in the episode per se. She was just like the Klingon. And then she was apparently some sort of relationship with Vok. Probably, vaguely non-consensual. I mean, Tyler, vaguely if he's a human, at least perceptually human, non-consensual. And she's all like, "Don't leave me!" And then she gets shot close to her, burns her face. Scream, scream, scream. But she coincidentally was on the right ship that happened to coincidentally, know where Lorca was, to coincidentally, take him, that coincidentally had Ash on board to, bit of a plot convenience episode. And now she's back with burned face. So she's been in 4 episodes, basically, of the 8. Yeah. I guess we're meant to care about her. Not really particularly well established.
She's one of the more... She's likable enough at times.
But I think they're trying to... I think she's meant to be more of a character than they've actually set up to be. They haven't really given her much of a character, but we're meant to know who she is and really care at this point. I mean, this was the best of her, I think, because she got to speak English. She got to actually emote and have decent moments with the Admiral. And what happened in this episode? Remind us.
In this episode, she wanted to interrogate the Admiral, and when she went to do so, she actually talked to the Admiral and asked what did this Federation do with its prisoners of war. She ended up she wanted to defect, to which point they were actually on the way to her ship so they could leave Cole's ship, their sarcophagus ship, and escape. They got caught by Cole, which forced her and the Admiral to have a fight. And apparently the Admiral died. Whether she did or not, I'm not 100% believing that right now. But then we find out that all of her friends, all of her cohorts, I guess, are dead in this one room, which she discovers, and she swears revenge on Call. Leaves the dead Admiral there as well. But anyway, Heads back up to the bridge, talks to Cull, says, I got this information about Discovery. It's their secret weapon.
I'll join you now, please. Thank you.
Yes. To which she gets the paint put on her face, and welcome to the House of Coal, or House of Core.
Yes.
Sorry. Oh, by the way, you've been lying to us this whole time, you deceitful bitch. Go die now. So I don't know what the hell's going on. I really don't. I was so confused during that episode. Like, I liked her for a second. It's like, wait a minute. Now you just killed her? Why did you do that? You could fake her death in front of Call. It's not like you come over to check it out or anything. He just assumes, oh yeah, she's dead. Walks away.
And didn't Cole go to a lot of effort to capture her? So killing her, he would be like, no, just knock her unconscious so we can actually interrogate her. Don't kill her, please.
We need a bargaining chip. We need a hostage.
Yeah,
that's why I wanted to capture Vulcan initially. But
and this is better, you said. Yeah. I mean, he was very like, we got no information out of her, but it's fine. Whatever. Who cares? These Klingons are so 2D and thin. They're just... What was your take on her motivation then? Because I want to try and break down as well which one. But what do you think was her actual plan, as is the name of this episode? What was her plan? And was there a plan? And which way was she really swinging?
Her plan is still to follow the Messiah, which was Takuvama. She's still under that, guise. She wants to have Vok, who was the chosen one, basically chosen by Takuvama, to continue on that legacy. I think she's still very much dedicated to him, which would have made the defection to the Federation interesting. If we are under the assumption that Vok is now undercover somewhere in the Federation, not necessarily on Discovery, we don't know, but it would have made that very interesting. So I think that's her main motivation, but that's taking quite a risk to go across to the Federation and actually have to meet up with him. The chances of them actually running into each other might be kind of slim. It's a gamble. You're rolling the dice on that to see whether that's going to actually work out. That's what I feel her initial plan is. I do think she's very much against Call and the House of Core, but it's just the way they're presenting her. I don't know. I want to like her. I actually do kind of like her character at times. When she does have a character, when she's actually talking to the Admiral and stuff, she seems very genuine and very nice.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know, Samuel. I don't know what to say.
Well, because she was in it for the right reason. Although, well, I guess Takuvama still wanted the war, so still the wrong reasons. I mean, if he wasn't the warmonger, if he was the peacemaker, and Cole swapped them into the war, then you could really buy her being like, well, we need to make peace to unite everyone. But that wasn't her thing. Yeah, I mean, the fact that she was on the D7, I'm guessing that wasn't a core approved mission then, because he had to go to a whole big plan to get the Vulcan. If he was going to get Lorca, then that would be the plan, and he'd be more pissy at her. You would think, you lost Lorca! So that must have been a separate... that must have been her plan to get Vok on. Or the spy. Because otherwise, you know what I mean? There doesn't seem much correlation there between that being his plan. And then, if she's not already part of the house and not already proved herself, those instances would both prove yourself and also deprove yourself by failing. So that must have been a separate mission, which changes the motivation once again. She's beaming in here, sort of out of the blue, want to join him. That's fine. He's winning the war. So my assumption is that she is trying to get the asylum with the Admiral. That's a good plan. I mean, he knows you vaguely already. If no one's broken her, that would be a good decision. Although, lucky the guard left within one fake scream. That's lucky. I was meant to at least cut her or something. But then, the coincidence, the absolute contrivancy of having the leader of the ship happen to walk through a corridor near like a secondary hangar at the right time is kind of unbelievable. I know these things happen in movies and TV, but this is meant to be a smartly written show.
Unless he's got her under surveillance because he doesn't trust her.
Yes, that's good. But then I don't think he wanted the admiral to die. They took a lot. You can't just capture admirals every day. They're blowing up ships left, right, centre. I know they've got the advantage of the cloak, but you wouldn't let her die that easily, unless that was a test.
Yeah, I never really considered that, but you're right about her death. He wouldn't be super happy about that. You think Lorel would get shit just for that alone? Plus, she never answered the question. Where are you going with her? Where are you taking the prisoner? Oh, we're just going for a walk. It helps with the torture.
Oh, that cell was too small. I want to go to the other cell. Where's your tools? I'm going to do 2 trips. Why? I like the walk.
I'm making her run laps around. It's torture.
I've heard that exercise makes you weaker in torture, so we're going to do some...
I'm going to give her cramps and shin splints. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, she never answered this question on where she was taking the prisoner.
That was a really poorly done scene, anyway.
Yeah, even the fact that if she did kill her, I would still, if I was Cole, I'd still be like, okay, you haven't answered the question. Where were you going? You're heading towards one of the hangar bays where your ship is. Well, what was your plan? Are you going to get your own torture equipment? Do you want to torture her on your ship?
She beams in via an outside ship, I assume, but she's going to go steal a raider. That was my assumption. She knows where because she doesn't need to beam onto the bridge. Walk on. I mean, I know the ship's big, but you wouldn't necessarily.
I think she said my ship, or did she say my ship is nearby? Oh, anyway, yeah. You still have to answer the initial question posed to you.
And he's this great general who is now in control of the entire Klingon Empire. Basically, he's managed to successfully be the one, and he's being that chill about. Is he not smart enough to be like, hey girl, what you doing? Get over here. Go over here. No? Oh, okay, stab. And then obviously to go through the whole rigmarole of saying, yes, I'm not going to let you walk away. I do want you to join me. Join me. Nah, girl, get out. What is the point in having and not even have a beat of savouring? It's a. I mean that's not. If that's to show, if that's for show for the guards, no, she's actually. It doesn't make any sense. Just kill her. Just shoot her. Just stab her. Just whatever her. Don't give her the paint and then not. It's wasting everyone's time. Why is he wasting his time? I know he can waste his time, but he's a leader of the nuclear empire with a war to destroy the Federation. Why is he wasting his time allowing one random lady that Takuvma knew, and they had a whole ship of people that knew Takuvma? She's not special. She really isn't. At least they should have done okay, you're now part of us. He should then use her, like put a tracker on her, put a bug on her.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Yep.
So yeah, war paint her up, have her walk away, and then say to the guys next to you, "I need you to keep an eye on her" or something.
Yeah,
I don't trust her.
When she goes to her people, work out who is on her side, and not really. We need the matriarchs because of their bleep face deconstruction technology. That'd have been great. That'd have been a nice little. She thinks she's won. He thinks he's won. It's all part of this great plan. They're each playing each other. Brilliant. No one was playing anybody. No one was clever. No one wins. And at this point, if she died, who cares? She's not adding anything. She should have left with the Admiral. That would have been great. I mean, she couldn't have got away because they had a dreadnought and other ships that can chase him and warp. I mean, there's no way she could have escaped successfully. But still, other people have done it in the past, so whatever, fine. Or she steals a cloaking bird of prey. That would have been cool. She steals a cloaking bird of prey. I mean, imagine though, if she gets a raider, uses the raider to be on board a bird of prey, steals a bird of prey, brings the Admiral and a bird of prey cloaked ship back to Federation space. I mean, that's a hell of a peace offering. You're going to trust her after that, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then you use that to help destabilize the Federation to then that would be a really nice interplay. That explain why cloaks become not as relevant because we managed to work them out. We can't use them because everyone can detect them, but
Picture this.
Yes, okay.
How cool would it be if she escapes somehow? And then a couple episodes later, all of a sudden, the Admiral gets rescued. Turns out that the Admiral is actually dead. She got her face reconstructed to appear as the Admiral. And since she got to talk to the Admiral, knows what the Admiral sounds like, stuff like that, she's actually infiltrated the heart of Starfleet now as an Admiral. Wouldn't that be cool? But we just assume that she is the Admiral because the Admiral's back. and we haven't heard from Laurel, so we don't know where she is. It's kind of like Vok. We don't know where he is right now. Is he Ash Tyler? Is he another? Is he Lorca?
Unless he was written out because the Brian Fuller scripts got thrown out. So
yeah,
like,
exactly.
literally just threw him out because it's just not going to be important.
Yeah. But no, I could see the Admiral coming back, and then that be kind of a plot twist. I mean, it's kind of far-fetched as far as, you know, being able to look exactly like her, sound like her, and act like her.
Universal translators can translate languages. If they're translating anyway to human, why can't you voice modulate it? I can sort of buy it. I mean, especially if they're spy people. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. And especially if Vok is Ash, and Ash is actually a pre-known officer. They had to make him look like Ash, therefore they know that exists. That'd be great.
Or as we thought, as some people have speculated, maybe Lorca was replaced with a agent who could be Vok, and the Admiral and Vok already have the relationship. Ooh. So when the Admiral comes back, they start hanging out again. Nobody suspects much of that, and Lorca would probably be suspicious though, because he was going to lose his command because of her.
And she suddenly forgets that conversation ever happened.
Or well, it would be easily fixed by just saying, you know, I've changed my mind about you. You know, we need captains like you at this time, because now that we're tortured by the Klingons, I know what they're like.
You'd really have to dig down into the Admiral's personality to get all this information, though. And the Klingons don't just have all this information. See, that doubles down on she should have escaped, and then next episode, only the Admiral ends up in the Federation thing, and she says, "Oh, I had to kill the Klingon. It was a trick. Stab. There's her body." Maybe she had a double genetic. I threw out into space, and it's a holographic recreation or whatever. That, and only the Admiral makes it home. That would have been great, and yeah, that would be really, really good actually. Although I'm then sorry for the actors, because then, you know, Mary Schieffer doesn't get to be in it ever again, sort of thing. But that'd have been really smart and very well played by everybody, because then, yeah, you're right. You've got the High Admiral and the head of security on Discovery. Both can do very unique things in the position. And if they can steal Discovery and a cloaking ship, they've got the ultimate weapon.
Which they can use for their own agenda, which is to Kuvuma's main goal, right? Wow.
But she got dragged off in shame, and she's going to be locked up. We know that in the next episode, Burnham gets aboard this ship, so I'm assuming they break her out. Now maybe Ash breaks her out, saying that she interrogated me. She knows information. I can interrogate her. We have this connection. That's why she's a prisoner. That's why she's on the ship.
That's beautiful. That makes way more sense.
And then now she's a prisoner on the Discovery, but then suddenly they're in perfect positions to do anything else. And then maybe that's it. Maybe it's even cleverer. Maybe then he convinces the Klingon lady to side with the Federation. But actually, they're both now working together as Vok and Lavrel in the Discovery. You know, she's offering tactical locations. Because the thing, she does know the locations of things, presumably, and she has a spy network. I mean, she says that, it's just spies, you know. She's like one of the best people to have to help re-win the war. And then what she does, she can use the information or steal the ship.
Well, it's lots of possibilities opening up, is what we're saying. But her main motivation so far has been very confusing and muddy.
Or at least the motivation we think is clear, but everything execution-wise and coincidences, yeah. They could have. They just made that one big fail mistake of having the dude walk in. If it was just guards, that's fine. Why the hell was it the main guy?
Yeah.
You know, any guards would be fine. But main guy, really?
Because guards are incompetent. We know that from watching TV and movies.
And also, it's a ship the size of a Borg cube. It's huge. Why wouldn't you have thousands of people just walking around, chilling out? You know, have a dude just with some gach, just eating. It's like, Corell, what are you doing over there? Nothing. Stab. Nothing. She's trying to escape. Just killed her. It's fine.
Normal day at the office.
Yeah, I'm back. To eating. Hi guys. Hi Jerry. Bill.
Enjoy your ramen noodles.
There we go. I think we've worked out motivation. It's for Vok to save her next time.
Interesting. Well, I think that's good. What do you guys think? what has been her plan? Have we missed anything? Let us know what you guys think or what you are, prophesizing for the future of this character. I want to hear them down below. And if you want to help us make a regular content like this where we break down these these storylines and try to explain what's going on, you can do so by helping us on Patreon, which is like a monthly donation service. And basically that helps us just make this content on a regular basis, which we enjoy doing. And a lot of people really appreciate our insights. So if you want to help out, you can do that. Or head on over to Trekyards.com and click the donate button. That also helps us out immensely.
Or just the free way is just sharing videos that you really enjoyed with your friends, family, neighbours. Like I said before, skywriting, shout on the rooftops, bat signal, but put a Trekyards episode on the sky. People can watch it, it'd be great. Just share the good works. We put a lot of effort into these shows to try and talk about things and analyse and think it through. We're not trying to be negative to these shows. We think about the good and the bad and try and analyse. Because it's got to make sense. So we've got to try and think it through. And as people on the inside have said occasionally, I get that wrong, get that right, and we can go back and see what did we call, because that's part of the fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do we call about Cole? While we watch that show about Sol.
If you enjoyed this episode, also click like and don't forget to subscribe too.
So tune in tomorrow for another Trekyards episode. Until then, he is Captain Foley.
I am Captain Foley. I guess he's Commander Cockings. So until next time, guys, keep speculating.
Yep, I guess.